Dan Ives shocked Wall Street this weekend by saying Tesla's going to 600 bucks. I think he's wrong. After doing my analysis this weekend, I think it's going much higher before the end of the year. You want to know how high I think Tesla's really headed? Then stick around and I'll show you the exact spot I plan to buy and what my profit target is. I'm Dennis Wilmer, and I used to fly fighter jets for the Navy. And now I teach traders how to apply my AutoPilot trading service and system. I believe in keeping things simple and following a proven winning trading plan. What I'll show you in today's video, I'll show you what is going to make people, what's making people think that Tesla's going higher, and do the charts and momentum really support a big move, and exactly how I plan to trade it. But you have to stick around to the end. An analyst came out, IBD, but he came out and he said that Tesla is likely to go up to $600. So upside 42%. And so my question for you, are you buying it? What's driving this analyst to say, have the bullishness to say, hey, Tesla's got that kind of upside potential. The $600 is well above the all-time high of Tesla. And how long would it take to get there? Those are some of the questions we're going to be talking about in the next, 10 minutes or so. So part of the reasons why the analyst is so bullish is that the EV electric vehicle adoption continues, but there's a couple of things that are driving it. It appears as if the sales numbers for EVs through September and maybe into October, but through September specifically, will be exceptionally strong. And part of that is because there we go. Part of that is because the government incentive and the tax write-off for EVs is being phased out at the end of September. I don't know if they're going to bring back another one or not. But another huge thing is the anticipation for several hundred thousands of the robo-taxis are going to be hitting somewhere between, it says here that they're going to be hitting in 2026, 30 major U.S. cities. So let me ask you guys, have any of you guys been in a robo-taxi yet? I know some of the people in around San Francisco, because I know they have competition in San Francisco, right? And around the Bay Area. But that's the anticipation that several hundred thousand of these robo-taxis are going to be out there hitting the streets. And that will drive Elon Musk to the next step in the evolution of Tesla. And he'll be able to, improve the margins with the new batteries tech, the cutting cost. And so this analyst sounded very excited, but, I always ask the question, is this hype or is there, real fuel here? So we're getting into some really good puns here. So let's go ahead and jump over to the charts and take a look at, and is the price target is only as good as the chart that backs it up. So let's take a look at Tesla's chart. And as you can see, Tesla, here's the all-time high up here at 488. And as you can see, the upside from there is approximately, to hit that $600 mark, is another 22%. Does Tesla have it in it to reach that level? So a couple of things I'm looking at is, what do we find by looking at the moving averages? Right here is where the 50-day crossed the 200-day moving average on 9/11. So that is just a recent thing that had happened. But earlier, the 20 crossed the 50 back here on the 7th of August. And so it looks like the moving averages are stacked to where we could anticipate Tesla moving higher. From where it currently is, earlier today, from where it currently is to meet its all-time high, we need to run approximately another 11%. So certainly something that Tesla could do. And then also from that high there up to, it is now only about 35% to reach its target of $600. Some of the key zones, let's take a real quick look at the key zone by throwing on a Fibonacci. So if I go to that high there, go down to this high here, isn't it interesting that, okay, the $600 price target is in between the 1272 and the 1618. Of course, we have to get through the all-time high, which is at the 100% mark, but clearly those are opportunities to jump on board. How about the move, this last recent move? Well, the last recent move has gone. Let's just take a look at the last move from here, where we currently are, down to here. It's gone up 105% April of this year. Now, I can lay a Fibonacci here, even though it hasn't gone up here. I can lay one on here because we may get a little bit of a pullback. So let's see where that shows us. And so this Fibonacci here from this level down to that level, as you again can see, the 1272 extension is just about at an all-time high, and then the 161.8 is up here really close to that level. So from a Fibonacci standpoint, we could say that, yeah, Tesla has the opportunity, and it looks like it can go ahead and reach those levels. So that gives us some key support zones. And what about, okay, the next question is, okay, how do I want to trade this?
Dennis, it doesn't seem too long to me that there was a 215 that was kind of the bottom everybody's looking at, and it's just exploded from there.
Yeah, Larry, without a doubt, it's one of those things where, I think people were thinking, well, Tesla's dead, and what's happening is that, and I won't say it's all Elon Musk, but they're being proved. Okay, so as you can see from the chart, how do I approach Tesla for the long term? And is this $600 headline uh, objective, is it in play? And I really think it is. I mean, I really think it is because we've had a significant move to the upside. And if we, oftentimes when we measure these Fibonacci's and the extension to the upside, actually, we could say that the person who put in the $600 has underestimated where Tesla could go. Tesla could go all the way up, just a complete 100% extension from, if it breaks out of the all-time high, that puts it up there a target level of $762. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to run up there just directly, but it is making good progress. Since August, we're up 100%. So if we go, add another, 4 months, August, no, not since April, May, June, July, August, September. So that's approximately 6 months. In another 6 months from now, if it ran another 102, it's going to definitely hit the upside target of 600, and then maybe add a 3 or 4 months onto that. By the end of 2026 is $749, a potential target to the upside up here. And so that's what my big question is that the real upside is up there about $750. It wouldn't surprise me that would be in fact what would happen. You've seen the setup. Now, if you don't know exactly how I plan to trade this going forward, take a look at this. What I'll be looking at for a potential trade on Tesla, I would like to see it pull back into between the 8 and the 20. There's a little gap right here. And so that's at about the 402 level, where that would be an excellent place to potentially take a trade on this. My TSI has crossed to the downside, and I'm getting extended on my weekly TSI. So momentum may help me out there, but let's see it, because it could also just, hey, I'm going to come off the 8-day moving average and run like a big dog. And so I will look to, of course, follow my playbook utilizing conditional orders, the fire and forget conditional orders. I will, number two, scale in Now, I won't jump in for a full position initially. I will scale in like my quarter to a half position. And I'll make sure my stops are in place where I never, because I'm never going to assume that the analyst is going to be absolutely right. What I might do, though, is give it just a little bit more leeway. But the key takeaway from this analysis is, we don't trade the analyst call. We trade our system rules, trade the autopilot trading system rules. And because I remember at one time, Tesla took off on a run and it screamed about $1,000. And I've even had people come to me and say, "Oh man, we got to buy it right now." And I don't know why people are stuck in the mud on wanting to buy the highs all the time when all the momentum looks like it's ready to fall back down. We're just waiting just like 2 months, they could have picked up Tesla at a much lower price, and that would basically be here. Action items you can take on for this coming week. The action items that I suggest is monitor on a daily basis what Tesla's doing with respect to the 50 and the 200-day moving average. Remember, I'm looking for that pullback down between the 8 and the 20. One, size smartly. Don't go all in if you're going to, be trading Tesla. And then, prep your watch list and put in your alerts so you'll get that push notification when when the price action gets down to where you're interested. We're target shooting. We want to let Tesla fall into the trap that I won't say that we're setting, but it's what we're waiting for. Now that you've seen my technical case for Tesla going higher, what's your upside target? Drop a note in the comments and say, I think Dennis is full of crap. It's not going that high. Or maybe you think it's going higher. So let's see who's bold enough and who's playing it safe. If you want to catch every after action report that'll give you setups and trades going into the next week, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the conversation.